everybody. So today we're gonna be starting off with ratios. Okay, so number one, draw circles and triangles in the ratio 2:5. Um, when you're doing ratios, what you want to make sure is that the first one and the first one relate to each other. So circles is the first term and two is the first term. Triangles is the second term and five is the second term. So one, two, and two. Okay, so circles in two, which means we draw two circles. Okay, and triangles in five means we draw five triangles. Okay, that's that's basically it. Number two, draw hearts and squares in the ratio 7:3, which means seven hearts and three squares. Okay, so it's one, two, three. These are very bad hearts, but like you get the idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then three squares. Okay, that's basically all that this section amounts to. Just making sure that you're not, like, say for number five, you're not doing four hexagons and eight circles. No, it's eight hexagons and four circles. As long as you keep that in mind, this section shouldn't be all too difficult. The second section is proportions. Okay, when you're doing proportions, what you want to do is cross multiply. So it's r times 12 and 18 times 2, which means 12r is equal to 18 times 2 is 36, okay? And then you divide by 12, divide by 12. So you get r is equal to 3, okay? And so that's one way to do proportions, okay? But another way is to simplify first and then cross multiply. So this time you cross multiplied and then you simplified, but you could do it the other way around. One thing you want to make sure when you're simplifying is that you can simplify across and you can simplify down, but you can't simplify diagonally. You can't. Here, what I'm trying to say is that if you want to simplify and you do something like we divide both sides by 2, so you get 1 and you get 6. Okay, you can do that. If you want to divide both sides by 6, you can get 1 and you can get 3. Okay, you can do that. And then r times 1 is r, and 3 times 1 is 3. What you can't do is this. Let's see. I want to divide these two by 2. Okay, so you get 1 and you get 9. And then you divide this by 3, you get 4. And so you get 4r is equal to 3. Okay, which would mean that r is equal to 3/4. But r isn't equal to 3/4. R is equal to 3. So if you multiply like diagonally, you're gonna get some funky stuff and it's not gonna turn out right. Okay, number 2. All right, yeah, we're just gonna do one more, so you can understand what I'm trying to say. Number 2, this time we'll simplify first and then cross multiply. So you can divide both sides by 10, or just remove the zeros, and then you can do a cross by 5, so you do that. And then h times 1 is equal to h, and 2 times 1 is equal to 2, and 5 over 2 is equal to 50 over 20, because if you multiply this by 10 over 10, which is 1, then you get 50 over 20. Okay, we'll do one more and then move on. Let's see. Number 3. You want to multiply both, or divide both by 3, and then you want to divide both by 3, and then you want to divide both by 2. Okay? And then d is equal to 8, because 1 times d is d, and 1 times 8 is 8. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next is percentages. Find the percent of each number. What you want to know is that 68% is just 0.68. That's what it is, and it's also just 68 over 100. 68 over 100. Okay. And number 2 is just 40 over 100. And if it's, I don't know, 3%, it's 3 over 100. If it's 120%, it's 120 over 100. You just take the number, get rid of the percent, and put it over 100, and it's the same. Okay, and what you're trying to find is 68% of 700. So you're trying to find x. So 68 over 100 is equal to x of 700 is basically what they're asking. Okay, now that you've changed this, I don't know, like mini word problem, it's not a word problem, but once you change it into an actual formula that you can use, then you just need to do the same thing as before. And then x is equal to 7 times 68, and 7 times 68 is 476. Okay, number 2 down here is 40 over 100. You're trying to find 40% of 85. So you're trying to find n over 85 is equal to 40 over 100. Okay, and so you divide that by 2, 2, and then 5, and then 5 to get, what is this, 17? Yeah, 17. And then you cross multiply, so n is equal to 34. Okay, that was pretty simple. The next section is word problems. A truck carries apples, grapes, and blackberries, the ratio of 4, 3, and 4. So apples is 4, let's see, grapes is 3, and blackberries is 4. If the apples weigh 160 pounds, how much does the truckload of fruit weigh in total? So it's 160, and then we'll do x, and then 160 again, because 4 and 4, these are both 4, and so if one's 160, that means the other also has to be 160. Okay, and so if you think about 4 has to be multiplied by something to turn into 160, and so you just divide 160 by 4 and you get 40. Okay, which means 4 times 40 is equal to 160. 4 times 40 is equal to 160, and 3 times 40 is equal to x. So you just multiply 40 by 3 and you get 120, and so it's 160 to 120 to 160. But that's not what the word problem is asking for. It's asking how much does the truckload of fruit weigh in total. So you need to add everything up. 160 plus 120 plus 160 is 440 pounds of fruit. Okay. Number 2, the rate of lemon to water in 80 fluid ounces of lemonade is 3 to 1. If the lemonade was diluted further, if the new ratio was 3 to 2, how much water was added to dilute the lemonade? Okay, so first of all, 80 fluid ounces in total meets a ratio of 3 to 1. So what you first want to do is divide 80 into 4 equal bits, which is 20, okay? And so 20 times 3 is 60, and 20 times 1 is 20. So 60 and 20 makes 80 fluid ounces. Now the new ratio is 3 to 2, which means that you just need to add 1 to this, which when translated to this ratio is 20. So you just need to add 20 to this, which is 60 to 40. Okay, and it's asking how much water was added, which would be 20 fluid ounces. Okay, that's it for this week. See you later.